So I'm going to go over how to unwrap this entire character, and I'm going to start by I started to show you guys one of the legs here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by selecting all these, including the face, because I want to go through and show you how to do that. Select contain faces, and I'm going to start just by simply doing UV automatic. This way, it gives me an idea of what I'm selecting. It's a lot easier to work with, and it gives me a pretty good base to start with. So I'm going to go off this, and I'm just simply going to begin go here. Doing something like so. And here, okay. Panels, perspective, new. So hopefully I don't run into this glitching error. Still doing it. Okay. And turn off X-ray. All right. So now that I don't have my camera glitching out, still glitching out in the top view, but I just created a new perspective view, so it doesn't continue to give me those issues. I'm going to go up to that point. For the arm, UV, I could do a camera based right here, UV camera based, and panels, UV editor. So here's the arm that I just unwrapped. And what I'm going to do is right down the side, actually, starting right here. I'm going to select this entire edge, and just work my way up the entire arm. Okay, and I'll go up to here. We're here. I know I went a little bit further, but that's okay because I'm going to unwrap the body as well. I'm going to go polygons, cut UV edges, and now I'm going to select this arm and go tool, smooth UV tool, and unfold it. And it should start to just unfold. And just keep doing that. And keep dragging that unfold button until it completely unwinds itself. All right, continue that unfolding process. I'm getting a little pinch in here, so I'm going to relax a little bit and unfold again. And there we go, it starts to unwind itself there. And that's pretty good. It's a nice clean unwrap right there. So now, I just did one arm, so you know how to do the arm. I'm going to go through here, and I'm going to do the body. One, two, three. Okay. Just selecting these faces here to begin my unwrap of the body. Okay. And I'll say that's pretty good just for the top part. Just double check here. And I'm going to do a UV cylindrical, and from here I'm going to grab my shell and tool smooth UV tool, and I'm going to unfold and unfold and unfold and unfold. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is that usually this works pretty good. In this particular instance, it's not doing the best job because we've got too much overlap here. It's going to be a pain to do right. So I might just decide to go with keeping that seam right down the side. So I'm going to select polygons, and I'm going to select contain faces again, and this time UV camera based. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this into a couple different segments. And okay. Just figuring out which edges to select here. Okay, and then here I want to go right directly underneath. I can use here to figure out which is the edge I want. It's going to be this one. And I'm going to create this into two separate shells. So there's going to be a front shell and a back shell. Okay, now go directly underneath this arm. And there's so many different ways to do this. The first way I showed you usually works really well. In this particular instance, it didn't. Could be because there's too much geometry happening in those regions. But that looks pretty good. I'm going to go polygons, cut UV edges. And now it should be two separate shells. Cool. So now I've got the front shell and the back shell, and those are where my seams are going to be, and I'm going to just polygons flip this one, reselect it, tool, smooth UV tool, unfold, unfold. So you can do it this way as well, tool, smooth UV tool, unfold, unfold. Okay. So there we've got two separate shells there. Now pushing forward, and you'll see where it starts. All this is becoming unwrapped. For the fingers themselves, this is the same exact process all the way through. You would do each one of these individually. I'm going to go through and just do one really quickly. And you got to make sure that you're not selecting anything you really don't want to. Okay. All right. From here, UV, just do camera based, and I'm going to select this edge all the way down. Polygons, cut UV edges. Tool, smooth UV tool, unfold it, unfold it, unfold it. So that's how you do each one of those individually. Hand you can do in a couple parts too. And let's go jump up to the face. So I'm going to start by sort of okay, so from here, UV cylindrical, grab this out of the way, just move it this way. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select these faces in here. Right here. Okay. All right. So that's going to be a separate shell because that's just the inside of the mouth. And you can do this a couple ways too. I'm going to do a UV cylindrical and make X -90. And now I'm just going to take this, move it out of the way, polygons, flip, and then tool, smooth UV tool. Oh. And that's just so it doesn't like get in the way while I am working on this. Let's see. Okay. So polygons moving so. Polygons, cut UV edges. polygons moving so, and I just brought that little straggler over here. Alright, so then one more thing, tool, smooth UV tool, unfold, unfold, and we're going to do the same thing for the face here, tool, smooth UV tool, unfold, 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 and I'm just going to keep dragging this all the way out. And polygons moving so. Again, tool, smooth UV tool, unfold. And I have this overlap in the mouth, and I'm just going to go with this selected. I'm going to go polygons, unfold, and I'm just going to click that. And generally what this will happen, what it'll do is it should get rid of that crease and no overlapping faces. You see that? So that's a really, really, really awesome trick right there with that. Go ahead and move this out of the way. Move this out of the way. And you'll see I'm starting to get my shells here. That's the arm. And what else it does is it actually scales these to the appropriate size. So if I were to take all these are the parts that I've unwrapped thus far, and scale them larger, you should see they should all be the same size. So that's another awesome feature. You see I've only unwrapped this part, this arm, the chest and the face, and this finger, which I didn't grab when I was doing it, but you'll see these checkers are all exactly basically the same size and scale when they're even tying into each other. So I've got my one seam here, one seam going around here around the neck, I've got one right here going around the arm, down the body of this, the side of the body, right here around the leg and around the groin section, and then I would go ahead and continue this all the way through. This is a belt, so this part in particular can be just cylindrically unwrapped. It doesn't have to have matching seams right here down the side. And I'll go one more for that. UV cylindrical. Grab that out of the way. Tool, smooth UV tool, unfold, 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 unfold. And you'll see once you finally get it, it starts to do something like so, and then you can obviously make it the same scale and repeat this process all the way through this this character. You're doing the same thing, you're just trying to figure out where you want the seam, and it's a process, but as you can see I've already unwrapped more than half. In just a short period of time. So this does take a little while to learn, but it is really, really, really important to know. Cylindrical, in this case, rotate 25. Whoop. Let's try negative 15. Maybe negative 10. Okay. Go here. Again, repeating the same process all the way through. And I'm doing this part as a separate shell because it's the seams won't bleed into one another, and I've got it turning out really, really well so far. The seams won't bleed into one another, which is really, really helpful when coloring on it in Photoshop or projecting, because if you accidentally get some on another shell, it's easy to get rid of. As far as if you have it all in the same shell, it makes it far more difficult. So I'm just going to go through this. Up to here, and literally just repeating the process over and over. So I'll do this one last one, and I'll stop it at that point, and I will go again. For this part, I have the seam on the inside of the leg. If I want, I can go here and do a UV camera-based. You can also do cylindrical. I showed you camera-based before in an earlier video. And -90 does it okay, but I want to tilt it maybe on the x-axis. No, maybe not. Let's take a look here. And it looks like in this particular case, after I smooth UV, I'm going to have quite a number of faces to cut and unfold and things like that. So what I might do instead is do that same process with the camera base. Select contain faces, UV, camera based. I'm going to select it here, and I'm going to use this edge and I'm going to run right up the leg here. Okay. Polygons, cut UV edges, and again, tool, smooth UV tool, unfold, unfold, unfold. And just keep doing that all the way until it totally sort of unwrinkles itself. And we're getting there. And before in the arm, I had a little pinching sequence right there, approximately the same spot. This one seems to be unwrinkling itself just fine. And now we've got more of the leg unwrapped. And right now I'll show you to scale this. When you finish this entire process, you will put this all in the UV square, all at the correct scale. But for now, this is where we're at. So just keep this process going all the way through. This is more than halfway in just a little bit of time, and almost complete, but just continue that process, and remember that unfold, polygons unfold for the face. Really important. It's the fastest way to get rid of the wrinkling of the overlapping on the top of the mouth and the bottom of the jaw when they overlap one another. And it does a really great job doing that. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.